welcome back to Wild and Free Art. Today I am going to show you a quick tutorial on how to do stick binding. I shared this book in a couple Facebook groups and some people asked how to do it. It really is a super easy type of binding. So here I have all the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a stick. In my case, I just glued two pieces of broken skewer together. You're going to need your covers separate, and you're going to need your papers cut to size. Here I have just covered two pieces of chipboard with my eco fabric that I turned into a book cover the other week. And then of course you will need a pokey tool of some kind, some bookbinding thread, and a needle. I used a curved needle because it just seems a lot easier for me to do this in this case. I'm going to start by clamping together my loose papers just so that they don't get around whilst I'm working, because it is a bit of back and forth and fiddling. So I'm just using some bulldog clips on two ends to make sure that my papers don't move around while I'm binding. So here I am putting my book covers back on. You want to make sure that all the papers and the covers are all lined up on the side that you're going to add your stick to. You don't want them too far from the edge. Then you decide on the position of your stick. Remember to leave enough space that you can go around it on both sides. So here I'm just going to mark my position, and I'm going to mark my holes just with a pencil. So I would suggest a minimum of 3 holes, just so that you have something holding the stick from the top, the bottom, and in the middle. You can do more. It depends on how big your stick is and how big your book is. But yeah, 3 holes is certainly the minimum. Now here I'm also marking the the length of the stick and marking exactly where I'm going to pierce the holes so that it's in a straight line compared to, according to my stick. If your stick is a bit curvy, your holes might be a bit curvy as well, but obviously, again, it's up to you. So now I'm going to go ahead and poke the holes through my cover, my pages, and my back cover. Okay, so now that all the holes are poked, it is time to get the needle ready. I have threaded my needle already beforehand, and now it's time to work our way through the cover, through the signatures, and around your stick. So basically, the idea is to go in through one hole, come around on the back, and go around it again on the other side. Now you'll see what I mean. Okay, so just to make my life easier, I have separated the 2 boards and the pages just to help me get the thread in a bit easier to start with. So I'm starting with the back board, so I come in from the back on either the top or the bottom. It's up to you, as long as it's one end. And just for extra safety, I've put another clip on there to avoid my tail going missing, because there is a little bit of fiddling to go through. So now I take my signature and I go through the matching hole through the signature, and then again I repeat and go through the cover. Alright, so once you've come out through your front cover, you're going to want to put your stick in position, and you're going to basically loop around it. So at this moment, it's not such a big problem because you can move the stick around, and this is where the curved needle comes in a little bit easier. You can even take the stick away at first while you get the needle back through the entire stack of signatures and covers. So basically, you're going in through exactly the same hole, and you're going to come out the other side, leaving a loop, which is where you're going to be inserting your stick. So once you have your stick in, just pull tightly on the string from the back, and now you want to go in to the next hole. So now that everything is lined up, it should be fairly easy. Your stick is still quite wiggly, which is fine, and you're going to repeat the process basically through the remaining holes. So you're going to come out one side of the stick, you're going to loop around it and go back in through the same hole, tighten it, move down into the next hole, and repeat the process. Okay, so once you have come out the back on your last stick, in theory, you could tie it off and just leave it at that. However, I find that the stick does kind of remain a bit loose, so it's a good idea to basically repeat the process and loop through a few more times. Depending on your stick, one time might be enough, 2 or maybe even 3 times. The first example that I showed you, I think I looped around them about 3 times. This one here, I ended up just doing 2, I believe, because it was quite flat, so it didn't really move around so much. So if you're going to go through and go up again, you're basically going to do the reverse process. So here you see me going in through the second hole. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out, loop around the stick, go back out through the same hole again, and then work my way up back to the beginning. So once you've looped around as many times as you want, you can finally make sure you work your way up to either the top or bottom, wherever you started, and you're going to remove your clip, you're going to pull everything nice and tight, and you're going to tie off the knot and cut off any of the excess string. Again, here I'm just doing a square knot. So once you've done and you've tied it off and cut off the extra bits, you would have more or less finished your book. Now here you can do an additional step depending on how hard your cover is, so what you used here. In this case, I used quite thick chipboard, so my cover was very stiff and it wouldn't open well. If you use a softer, like a cardstock or something alternative like leather, you shouldn't have this problem. But if you have a thicker cover, you're going to want to score your cover. So it's really simple. Find a space about half a centimeter away from the edge of your stick. Use a scoring tool if you have one, and just really use a bit of pressure and really get in there to score the edge of the cover. Then you're going to want to carefully fold it over. until the book opens a bit more easily. So you'll see that once you've scored it, you can also give the inside pages a quick score as well, especially the first few. But you'll see that once it's all sorted, it is a lot easier to open, and then you can use it much better. I hope that you have found this little stick binding tutorial useful, and that it inspires you to try making your own little book with stick binding. If you have, please let me know in the comments if you've liked it or if you have any questions. And if you'd like to see more content from me, please do feel free to take a moment to like and subscribe. In the meantime, happy crafting!